Let's take a person that lives by themselves. They don't have family that comes around very often, or they don't have family at all. Isolating that person starts to become hungry for attention and support, and just being able to be social, just being able to talk to somebody. And because that person probably is isolated for such a long time, it's actually causes a lot of mental effects for that individual, depending on each individual, because not everybody reacts the same way as someone else. Everybody's different, But anyways, so what support groups, the benefits of support groups, it takes the group or communication, to that person that it stays isolated. And then that person that was depressed, anxious, feeling alone is not feeling alone anymore. And depending on which support group you're in, it might also, on top of being beneficial as a way to communicate with other people, but depending on the support group you're in, let's take you have a COPD support group. Now you have people that you can talk to that are also now relatable to you. Might not be the same everything you're going through, like same disease, but it will be this, you'll have a support group that you can communicate with, you can talk to, if you're feeling alone. And it's surprising too that, Facebook and I'll use Facebook for this reason. At 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock, Facebook is still very, very, very active. So even if you wake up in the middle of the night, you still most likely have somebody you can still communicate with on Facebook, depending on the size of the support group. With our support group, it's very, very, very large. We have a very large support group. And so the chances of somebody being up in the middle of the night are very, very high. Versus you go with somebody who has a support group that has 100 people. There might not be a lot of support there. Because a lot of people that try to support or go into support groups, they'll attend on average maybe once a month. On an online support group, it's extremely more frequently, almost nearly every other day. But a physical support group is tougher. You have to physically drive there, things like that. These online support groups are fantastic. So the importance of support groups, you have camaraderie experience, you have people that are unique or kind of similar to you, your age group, to what your, medications, to disease, to, whatnot and have you. So, being in a support group, I would say, should always be should be mandatory for each and every person, as I found a lot of family don't understand what the patient is going through. I find that very common. Do you find that your family doesn't really understand what you're going through? Like they really just don't understand that, they're like, oh, come on, just go upstairs. I really can't. My work of breathing is too hard, it's too tough. I really, really can't, unless you join into the HRN, and of course we get you up those stairs, but a lot of family they don't understand, and even some friends don't understand. But you take somebody who has the same, let's say, and let's leave out of it, but you take somebody who has the same disease, they know what you're talking about, so they're more relatable, and it's not frustrating because you're trying to convince people that don't understand it of, my work of breathing is very high, I have a lot of problems walking, and they don't understand it. But you take somebody that is very relatable to, they can easily understand, and maybe even give you an insight of what they do to help themselves out, especially when they struggle. I see that very often in malls, when malls were very popular. And you have a bunch of kids in front of the grandparent, let's say, and it's like, come on, Grandma, come on, Grandpa, we're gonna miss the movie, and of course the grandparents going as fast as they can, but and they feel so obligated to go quicker, but by going quicker they might cause an injury, and then of course you might wind up in a hospital, and so it's Support groups, I feel, are very extremely necessary and very important, especially when people are by themselves and they just don't understand what that person's going through. Now you have a group of people, 5,000 plus people on our support group that literally understands what's going on and how, what you can do to help. So.